Terrebonne Parish. And I think we're just seeing we hit a reset, and we're going to start trudging forward, and we're going to make this thing bigger and better.
And as we were talking, your phone was buzzing, and I think it was either the parish president or the president. So we'll check that out in the break. But look, I know you're a busy man, but we're going to bring your executive secretary on in the second segment, Tammy Haydell, and we're going to share some things with you and her, and we're going to give her the floor because I know you put a lot of stock in what they say and what they do up there. So we're going to introduce her when we come back. Fair enough?
Very good. Thank you.
All right. We'll take a short break. When we come back, Tammy Haydell is going to join us on the set of Bayou Time. Don't go away.
This is Martin False live in Houma. We're in front of Hebert's Motel where water is up to the doorknobs at the motel. Telephone poles almost completely to the ground. This storm had some fury to it. The following morning, Hurricane Andrew had taken its toll on Terrebonne Parish. But the stick doesn't lie. No. They said it started moving north-northwest. That was a jog.
It's a very tense day for Terrebonne Parish. Levee after levee has been breached. You won't know until it equalizes how many of them have actually broken. And I'm just looking at that stick shot again. That's in a circulation and moved back on the stick, and Lafourche and Grand Isle to me are ground zero at this point. It's moving right up the stick, and that stick goes directly over Grand Isle and Fouchon.
Dreams. Dreams keep us growing. Dreams keep us caring. Dreams keep us thriving. Dreams keep us believing in the power of teamwork. Hancock Whitney, your dream, our mission.
It's hurricane season. What's your game plan? The start of hurricane season is a good time to review and update your plans. Emergency plans should address the following: basic emergency supplies, a list of emergency broadcast stations, evacuation routes, and plans to protect your home and property. For more information on hurricane preparedness, visit TOHSEP.com.
Hi, I'm Harvey Sharp, owner of BioPure Disinfection and Restoration Services. Whether it's your home or your business, BioPure specializes in disinfection application along with water, fire, mold damage cleanup. BioPure's supercharged delivery system coupled with our hospital-grade disinfectant revolutionizes the standard of clean and is proven effective as a virucide, sanitizer, disinfectant, and a fungicide. Call BioPure today to get your free consultation at 985-322-3003.
Was your business interrupted by Hurricane Ida? You may be entitled to compensation. Insurance companies may try to pay you much less than your losses, or even deny your claim altogether. St. Martin and Bork and Hoffes Duval are partnering together to fight for your fair payout. Go to myidaclaim.com for your free case review today. Never give up because your insurance company has denied your claim, and never accept a lowball offer. Let St. Martin and Bork and Hoffes Duval help you weather the storm. Visit myidaclaim.com today.
All right, welcome back to Bayou Time. We're talking TITA, and in the first segment, we talked with the CEO. We can show a panel shot while we're here, if you don't mind, Jen. There you go. We have Cohen Guidry, the CEO of TITA, and joining us now, the Executive Secretary of TITA, and that's Tammy Haydell. Tammy, welcome aboard. Good to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
All right, before I let Tammy talk, I'm going to go to Cohen because you realize how valuable she is. So talk a little bit about Tammy and how much she brings to the table for TITA.
Well, Martin, I was very fortunate to inherit such a great staff. And it's funny that I've known Tammy for a number of years, and she was one of the ones I hadn't seen in 30 some odd years. So it was nice to be kind of reunited with them. We've known each other since grade school.
What?
but she's very valuable. She runs an efficient office. She keeps everything straight. She keeps me in line and in check. You know, coming from private sector, there's a lot of things that you can't do in public sector. So she keeps me in check and keeps the office running efficiently. And she does so much more. She arranges all of our meetings, all the board meetings, the lunches there, the agendas. She's a workhorse.
Yeah.
And the people behind the scenes sometimes don't get enough credit. That's
Right.
why you and I decided to bring her on here today. She needs some limelight and credit.
No doubt. And Tammy, with that, wow, that's a great introduction. But like your daily activities, and I know for me to ask you to describe what you do every day, it's not the same every day. So you got to be pretty flexible in that position, don't you?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Cohen, by the way.
Yeah.
No, really, I love my job. I love keeping everybody in line, including this one. But I enjoy working with the board of directors. We have a great board. And I mostly do administration. So I'm in charge of accounting, board meetings, things of that nature. And also, we do have a lot of people who call in, need help with startup businesses, expansion, things of that nature. And it's nice to be able to give them the guidance that they need too.
It
It's fulfilling.
it takes a special knack. 'Cause look, I know I'm probably a lot like Cohen. There's people that come in, we promote, we're driven, we go get it, we make things happen, we talk to things, but then we go, help me get it in line. And we have a great crew here, and it's always key to have a great crew doing it, but you almost have to be born to do that. You always had that knack, didn't you?
Well, I think I am nurturing for sure. I'm the mama hen for sure. But I really enjoy what I do too.
Yeah,
So,
and it keeps you
it's
pretty busy, like you said.
absolutely, yes.
So what do you sense now that Cohen's come in? Of course, you had a great relationship with your other CEO, but it's a changing of the guard. And with that comes new ideas, and new ideas are always welcome. It sort of regenerates, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Cohen brings a lot to the table. I've been impressed. He's ready to just run with it, and everyone seems to be on board. He's bringing a lot of ideas.
Yep, to the table.
Absolutely, yes.
Oh, okay, let me ask you. He talked about raising all this money, and he talked about Dr. Garcia. I know there's a board. Pretty busy. I guess it's the second week of each month is the board meeting. And then you made a point to me the other day, Cohen, that you want to be at the council meetings because they may need you. They may call you up and say, hey, what's going on? So you've sort of made yourself available to do a lot of things, which maybe were not in the job description, but you've sort of advanced that a little bit.
Well, you have to make yourself available, and being new to a position and new to this community from the standpoint of where I sit now, it's important to have your face in the public light to be able to show people, look, I'm here, I'm committed, our group is here, how can we help? And I've had a great response and a great gathering, and I will tell you this, and I seem to forget to say this every time, coming from private sector to public sector, one of the things that impresses me more than anything is every meeting starts with a prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance. And I put a lot in my faith, and as a veteran, those two things mean a lot to me.
Yeah, which is also a great segue to this question, because a lot of people always say, well, Mark, when are you going to get into the public sector? I said, I've been in the public sector for 40 years.
Yeah.
But I'm privately owned, so I can do things when I want. If I want an idea moved, I can move it. In the public sector, takes a little bit more time. Does that sort of drive you crazy?
Gordy actually asked me, early on, because he's got an oil and gas and construction background as well from the private sector. And so, going through the interview process and knowing the resume and my background, he just kind of grinned and says, so have you adjusted to the pace yet? I said, yeah, I've had to put it in low gear and slow down a bit compared to, because my day starts, I get up at 5 a.m. and I try to be walking out the door by 6 to get to the office so I can have start my day and everything, and you got reminders, and they're going into 2-week, 3-week, 4-week reminders. Okay, well, let's check on this, let's check on that. Where usually I would just make a phone call or get with somebody, and 24 hours it was underway and it was going. So it's something to get used to.
It's just a process.
It's
just a process.
It doesn't mean it's less efficient, doesn't mean it's better or worse. It's just different.
And I guess as we go to a break, the word patience would come in, because I know if you're like me, sometimes I want things moving quick. Let's go get the store. Let's do that. Sometimes you got to go patience. So
I would take a deep breath and just realize that you're not the things you're not in control of.
all right, we're going to take a short break. We're coming right back. Segment 3 with Tita. Don't go away.
Okay.
It's 5 a.m. and
I feel like I can do anything.
We've got apples and cabbage,
7,000 dahlias,
vegetables, and
brisket for dinner.
We've been coming here since 1868.
there's a lot of cushy desk jobs out there, but
This is my happy place.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. How will you make the most of yours? Domestic violence is daunting, and the psychological effects can do enduring damage. Obviously, all abuse needs to end. But how? The Terrebonne Parish District Attorney's Office is dedicated to ending domestic violence and helping those who have already experienced it. Our office supports many programs that educate and adjudicate abuse towards women. If you are a victim of abuse, call the Terrebonne Parish District Attorney's Office at 873-6500.
A&B at Cypress Stop, located on the corner of Savane and 311, is your one-stop shop for all your seafood needs. We have blue and Dungeness crab, shrimp, crawfish, all the fixins, boiled and unboiled, including Mickey Brown's original banded tamales found exclusively at A&B. Want to boil at home? We also have live seafood. Come on into the Cypress Stop, conveniently located a few feet away if you need seasoning, propane, fuel, bait, ice, beer, or hot food. We also have a large selection of wine, liquor, and vapes.
Congratulations to Barker Honda. Barker Honda has been awarded American Honda's 2021 Precedence Award Elite status. Only 10 Honda dealers nationwide have been recognized as an elite dealer. Elite in sales, elite in financial services, elite in parts and service. Plus, we've got new Hondas arriving daily. Just another reason why it's better at Barker, your elite award-winning dealer in Houma.
Terrebonne General Health System, where medical science meets the art of caring, is committed to providing the latest advances in medical technology with a gentle, caring touch. This is evident in our high-tech, high-touch approach to healthcare. As a trusted healthcare resource, we deliver both life-saving, compassionate inpatient services and life-changing preventive care, while also providing wellness needs and outreach throughout the Bayou region. To learn about how Terrebonne General is providing innovative healthcare solutions, visit tghealthsystem.com.
Hit the road in the all-new 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander from Barker Mitsubishi. Drive one today starting at $26,995. Plus, get the confidence of an industry-leading 10-year warranty. The summer sales event at Barker Mitsubishi. Going on now.
All right, welcome back. We're talking Tita, and we have the CEO, Cohen Guidry, with us. There you see him. And we also have Tammy Haydell, the executive secretary, and they're both doing a great job. And Tammy, I want to come back to you because trailers.
Yes.
We all hear so much about trailers
Right.
now because of Ida and other things. But bring me up to speed. Y'all been doing quite a bit with that.
We have been, our main goal was to first distribute the trailers to those who needed them. And we just wanted to take care of the paperwork after the fact, just take care of the people and then the paperwork. So that's the process we're in now, is to notarize all the transfers and get everything donated to the correct recipients. The majority has been fulfilled, but we do still have about 10 to 15 trailer recipients that we need to do the paperwork on. So if you did receive a trailer or camper, please contact our office at 873-6890.
Okay.
And that way we can schedule an appointment and take care of your paperwork, and you will be good to go.
Well, we all saw in the past when we did a couple of stores and delivering trailers, how they light up when those trailers get to those locations. It's like you have brought the pot of gold.
Absolutely. And they're so appreciative, even now when they come into the office to complete the paperwork. Lots of tears, hugs, well wishes, very much appreciative.
And with all the red tape, y'all been able to jump through a lot of that, because that's the key. And I think that's what Drive Cohen does. And I know Tammy has Drive too. It does that. Cohen, I think maybe it's a good time too to let the public know that y'all going to be doing a monthly show, and it's part of what you want to do to bring transparency to the position and sort of keep people in tune to what's taking place on a monthly basis, so people will be able to see what their Economic Development Association is doing right here in the parish.
We are, Martin, and I think it's a push, and we really appreciate working with you guys, because it's a push. The age of TITA and the number of people, including myself, that don't know exactly what TITA does, we are looking very forward to getting that word out there and getting more people involved and educated of exactly how we do things, what we do, and some of the programs that we do have to offer. It's not just free money. It's just, but there's some great programs, and we're a tool that we would like to be used and used in the right way to help the local businesses bring businesses in. We were talking, excuse me to change subjects, but we were talking about the camper initiative and the donations there. We have also had some really great donations through organizations outside of Terrebonne Parish, helping with building supplies, cleaning supplies, furniture. So we're working with a mission out of Independence, and we've helped them establish the 5 Bayou communities in the regions with people, reputable people in those regions as collection points. And there's chain of custodies of who gets what materials and where they go and who they go to. But we've got a representative on each Bayou region from Dularge to Pointe-aux-Chenes. And it's something that we're involved with, but we're just directing traffic. We've put the right people in touch with one another, and they're getting shipments daily of flooring and building materials. And as they come, they go out to the different communities. So we wanted to kind of give them a little recognition and to show that our appreciation in this community. But there's a lot of great things still happening, and there's a lot of places that still haven't rebuilt. So there's still got a lot of work to do. And just because we drive through town and there's no blue tarps left, that doesn't mean that as a community we've rebuilt.
Yeah, and I got to say this. I want to thank y'all. Your press releases are nice and bold and big, so I can read them real easily. But also, I see on there, they've got about 5 names, and I don't know if you want to personally thank them, but 5 names. And we don't normally get into sponsorships on segments, but let me tell you, when I see the amounts next to these, it's incredible what they've given to the cause.
So generous, yes.
Very, very generous, and we have to thank, and these are partners through the donation and the groups who have helped us collect money and deliver the campers and trailers and get them set up. The Houma Terrebonne Chamber of Commerce, the Lafourche Parish Chamber of Commerce, Thibodaux Chamber of Commerce, South Louisiana Economical Council, South Central Industrial Association, Bayou Industrial Group. Additionally, a program that we put together, these partners have helped us make this possible. They reached out to their big hitters when we didn't have a contact with them. So this collectively together was for multiple parishes to come together and help those of us in need.
And real quick, Bayou Community Foundation, $500,000.
Yes, sir.
Chevron, $100,000. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana Foundation, $250,000. Shandamura Foundation, $100,000. BHP, $500,000. that is nothing to sneeze at right there. That's some serious money.
Absolutely. And I was touched at, because I wasn't part of this program when it was going on. And the staff, Tammy especially, told me that they had people that would do their money dance at their wedding, collect all the money and bring it in a cash donation. I mean, how selfless is that? That is incredible. That raises the goosebumps on me to know that people care that much.
Well, Cohen and Tammy, thank you all so much. We look forward to the monthly show.
We do too.
Here on HTV, it's going to be fun. And Tammy in her executive secretary position got a little airtime today, so that's fantastic.
Well, thank you so much for having us.
Oh, anytime.
It's good
We
to be
appreciate
here.
it. All right, there you have it. The TITA representatives doing a great job, and you'll learn more as we go along with their new segment. We come up with a new name. That's all soon. Don't go away.
So I called my gynecologist. He called me a couple of days later, and he says, well, Lilette, you have cancer. If you're lucky enough to be in a town that has a cancer center, why not utilize what you have? They treated me like I was royalty.
Visit marybird.org/strength to learn more about Terrebonne General, Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center.
Here at South Louisiana Bank, we support our neighbors, the organizers, the helpers, the leaders, the dreamers. We support those that move our community forward. Louisiana has grown from the dedication, commitment, and loyalty of the people who call this beautiful place home. We are proud to offer our services to the communities in South Louisiana. South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together.
Leg pain, swelling, or ulcers can be signs of vascular disease in the legs. This lack of blood flow can lead to amputation if not treated. Varicose or spider veins may also be signs of venous disease and are more than just a cosmetic problem. Trust the most advanced team of leg pain specialists at Cardiovascular Institute of the South to reopen blockages in the legs and offer minimally invasive in-clinic vein treatments. If you experience leg pain, swelling, or have visible veins, schedule an appointment with us today at cardio.com.
Whether it's price, service, or selection, you gotta come to AJ Doman Chevrolet. We are South Louisiana's newest business elite, medium duty, and commercial dealer. Can't find the car you're looking for? Let us order it for you.
And remember, no credit, bad credit, we can help.
AJ Doman Chevrolet at the foot of the Morgan City Bridge.
Give us a call today or visit us online at ajdomanchevy.com. AJ Doman Chevrolet, the dealership that works for you. Highway 182 in Berwick.
If you are suffering from chronic cough, bronchitis, reactive airway, or persistent asthma that's difficult to control, or diagnosed with COPD, please listen carefully. You may be suffering from allergy sinus, bronchial asthma syndrome. For as we now know that undetected or uncontrolled infection in the upper airway can affect the lower respiratory tract. If this is happening to you, please call us for an evaluation.
Ameristar Roofing.
You never want a roof on top of rotten wood. You definitely want to go down to the decking to check any issues that you might have. Got to make sure we have a nailable surface. So make sure that nail grabs, that way those shingles don't go anywhere.
Every product that we install, we're certified to do it. We want to make sure that our installation is perfect and to spec. It's up to our crew leaders and to us to make sure that this thing looks exactly like the day it was built. So you don't see any low spots in the roof. We want it to be exact.
Ameristar Roofing.
Reputation by recommendation.
Everybody, welcome to Going Public. I am Harry McCullough. This week, we speak with David Rabelais, the Executive Director of the Terrebonne Port Commission. Dave, thanks so much for being with us. We appreciate it, man. What's going on? What's the latest?
Well, I'm happy to be here. It's raining, I mean, and nothing else to
Every
do.
day, right?
But, when you're the Port Director and everybody's
on you about how deep the Houma Navigation Canal is. When it rains,
It
you get a
pours.
little bit of relief.
Yeah,
'Cause
I
you get an
got
extra inch of water, okay, on the canal.
Oh,
You
I
see,
got you.
everybody gets an extra inch of draft, and I don't charge them anything for it, okay? Sometimes
You got to figure out a way to do that.
sometimes 2 inches if it rains enough, But anyway, it's all good. So, as far as updates, we're going to talk about the maintenance dredging. We're going to talk about the deepening and a little bit about wind energy.
Yeah. So look, we always talk about the agency, and that's the Houma Navigational Canal. So we always talk about the deepening and dredging. What's the latest? Where are we at?
So on the deepening, the Corps, they released the fiscal year 22 work plan, which was supposed to come out way back, but it came out in May 25th, the end of May, and the work plan lays out how much money we have to spend in fiscal year 22, which it came out in May. So you got to figure everything's way behind. It's supposed to come out in October, didn't come out till May, but the Corps continued to do the work, knowing that they were going to get the money. So the plan included a $9.23 million for fiscal year 22 for us for agency maintenance, actually for the Corps, but it's for the maintenance. And it also included $350,000 for preliminary engineering design. Congressman Graves managed to slip that into the president's budget, and that's how you get everything started. And so we have a placeholder now. Doesn't seem like a lot of money, because by the time it's all said and done, the whole thing's probably going to cost $250 to $300 million. But we got $350,000 for preliminary engineering design, and and that's the biggest milestone that we've had since we've got it approved in 2020, the water bill. So in April, this past April, prior to May 25th, okay, when we found out we got the 325, we made a request for the fiscal year 23 budget, which they're working on, and we asked for $2.5 million so that they can finish the preliminary engineering design and they could start the actual design. So that has gone through committee in the House, but that's it so far. So that's the long process. And with everything else going on in Washington, it takes the back burner when it should take the front burner, because that's the budget for fiscal year 23, but it just takes a while. So the request was made, and it was made as a community funding project. I got everybody and their brother to send letters supporting it. And Scalise and Graves and Cassidy all supported it. The reason Kennedy's not involved in that, because Kennedy doesn't do earmarks, and that's what this is considered, an earmark, okay? And you have to respect that. That's his wishes, but he supports everything. He just doesn't do these earmarks. But so we had a letter from the Terrebonne Parish President supporting it. We had a letter from the Chamber. We had a letter from SCIA, and we even had a letter from the Ports Association of Louisiana supporting the project. I'm going to have to thank the president next time I see him. But anyway, so those funds will be used, like I said, to continue the design of the project. And we're going to get it down to 20 feet. So we're going to go from 15 to 20.
There's so many, as we talk about this, but there's so many things you just can't get out there. First of all, you can't. Everything's got to go through the Corps. You can't just go out there and start digging and make it a little deeper. But you're also dependent on what's happening with some of our flood controls. It's also, you have to make sure there's no, right-of-ways, obstructions that are underneath. And then you got to make sure it all goes through one central, being the Corps. So those things always kind of delay and stretch out and probably add expenses.
I'll give you a perfect example. After, I think it was Gustav, might have been a later hurricane, I don't remember, but I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, so it wasn't Gustav. But we had a hurricane. It was a small hurricane. It came right into Houma, and it was a minimal hurricane. No, it didn't affect anybody really. It didn't affect us that much. However, it silted in the channel pretty bad, okay? So we got with the Corps, and because we are vulnerable, and just for what you said, that when we need to dredge, if the Corps can't do it, we up the creek without a paddle, pardon the pun.
Right.
All right, so we went out and we got our own permit to dredge, maintenance dredge, the last 12 miles of the channel, okay? Because that's where we always have the problems. It cost us like $150,000 to acquire that permit. just takes a long time to go through the Corps, and you got to have 100 meetings, and they finally agreed to let us have it.
150 to get a permit.
Yes, sir. So not to pay them, but to pay the engineers
to get the permit,
to construct the permit, to bring it to them, to get them to approve it. Right. So we did all of that. Okay. It took us a couple years. We got it in place. We have that hurricane. The Corps had every hydraulic dredge in the country tied up because we had a very, very high river water that year. So they had all the dredges in the rivers dredging. We couldn't get it's right after the hurricane, we couldn't get a hydraulic dredge. Okay, well, we got our permit. The Corps said we can't come, so it's all right, we got a permit. Well, our permit also said that we're going to do it with a hydraulic dredge. Okay, we should have said both, a hydraulic dredge or bucket dredge, but we said we're going forward. They said, no, you can't. You got to revise your permit. So for 45 days after the hurricane, when the industry's flat on their back, we're spending more money, okay, to revise the permit, the one that cost us $150,000. Right. Now it's even costing us more because we got to revise it because it doesn't say hydraulic dredge, okay? So after a month and a half of them just, I don't know what they do, okay, but they didn't approve it for a month and a half. We finally got it, and we went out there, and it's just a joke, okay? We got a bucket dredge, but they want us to dispose of the material at 2 points in the 12-mile length of the channel that we're going to maintain, because that's what the hydraulic dredge does. They take the discharge pipe and they set it in one spot and they dredge half the channel. Then they move it and they put it in another spot and they dredge the other half a channel, because that's where they think the material needs to go, all right? Now, when you got a hurricane, do you think the hurricane knows that it's got to go there? No, it doesn't.
Not following permits.
All right, so... But the permit says it's got to go there. So we got to, for 45 days, the industry can't do anything. The contractor's got the barge and he's ready. He's out there waiting. Right. So that's the kind of stuff you got to deal with. So you have to envision everything. We should have just put 2 words, bucket dredge, on the side of hydraulic dredge, and we wouldn't have to wait.
Right.
So,
well, I mean, with the money we're talking about, a lot of times you could almost just buy your own dredge and just keep it out there. But
you think? Yeah, I know. A lot of people say that, but it's a lot of moving parts.
No,
yeah,
I know. I know. I'm just kind of making fun a little bit, but with the process you got to go through.
They tie your arms and your legs, and they tell you, "All right, go." All right, and you got to figure out how to go. That's what they do. Okay, so because they don't want to get sued, so. Anyway, I'll get off that.
Yeah, my bad. And let's get you right back.
So look, so the state's budgeted, $40 million, and that comes out of capital outlay. And this year we're going to get 20 million. Next year we're going to get another 20 to lower the pipelines. Okay, so we can be ahead of this whole project. So they're working on phase 1, which is Cocodrilo to Gulf of Mexico, and they're meeting with the pipeline owners, and it could cost anywhere from $2 to $5 million a pipeline, and right now we've got 6 identified that we're going to have to deal with. But no agreements can be made with the pipeline companies until the state funds that capital outlay requests. And so right now we're just waiting on a CEA with the state, so that, and kind of got in line, because there's a lot of people that get, so you got to get a CEA so it spells out everything, and then we can go to work. So.
Right. And these people you're talking about that you make these agreements, everybody knows the game though, right?
Exactly.
Everybody knows what you're waiting on.
You don't have to reinvent
Everybody
the wheel.
knows that it may take time, it may take a little extra time. This is not a thing that's got to be done in 30 days. Right?
That's right.
So, very interesting there. So the HNC, it'll continue to go, and again, just finding the cost and the permits and all of that. That's where you're at right now.
And that's the deepening. So coming up real hard and fast is the maintenance, okay? And remember we talked a while back about the Corps trying to dredge north of Cocodrilo. Right. And there's some areas that, they're starting to silt in a little. And they haven't dredged that since, I think, 2009 or 2010 maybe. I don't remember. But anyway, and right now, so there's dedicated spoil disposal sites that the Corps has, and our job is to keep the right-of-ways intact, okay? So right now, they're bidding out that section, and we're flanging up the right-of-ways. We got to get a letter from each landowner, not each land, each property, and giving us the right of entry. And then we got to sign a letter saying that the Corps
And
has,
most of those people don't step in the way,
no,
right?
no,
Yeah.
no, no. I mean, they want it. They're the
Right,
ones
sure.
that asked for it.
Right.
And we're approving their land, so their land might be all water now, you know, in a bay or whatever. And we're going to come in, and the Corps is going to put a dike around it, and they're going to pump the material in it. So it's improvement on the land. So all of them want it. It's just a matter of just a paper trail. We got to make sure we got it all signed and sealed and delivered. And we're going to have it done within another month or so, and the Corps is going to dredge the channel. So.
Yeah. So we always think of, when you think of the channel, I always think of the northern part, but most of these issues happen in the southern part.
Yeah, but these right-of-ways are for the northern section, which we haven't dredged in a long time. So we got to blow the dust off of those sites and get them approved.
Getting ready to go. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, more Going Public right here on Bite.
A new